I've been walking down the road and I've had my elbow clipped. My children have had to move because they might be hit by the car as well, their elbows or feet. And also when they're coming around the corner at the bottom there, they sometimes swerve out as another car is rushing down. So there could be a horrific crash and we're going to be in the middle of it. We have to sometimes run down the road just to get out of the way of the cars. We leave our house very early to avoid the traffic, which is horrific because then we're waiting around for school to start. But it's the only way we can do it because it is terrifying.
And tell me about your experience.
Well, I've walked down the road for about the past 15 years, every morning, normally about 8 o'clock, between 8 and 8:30, and the traffic is hideous. They don't stop. They brush right by you. I've had my hours, not clipped, but I've had them brushed. Nobody takes any notice at all. I mean, the noise doesn't bother me as much. It's the fact that people are not respectful of people walking down the road. They've got no respect whatsoever.
We've got no footpath here, and it's just lethal. We've lived here for 30 years and we've had 2 serious accidents outside the house. One of them, car coming down the hill, drove through the lamp post and hit the 2 cars in our front garden, writing off one of them.
The car had been speeding along the middle road. When it got to the bend up there, it hit the bank, because you could see the mark in the bank, and then came diagonally across to the telegraph pole and split the telegraph pole so that 6 foot of it went through to our next door neighbours, through there. Obviously we were in the house and aware because the electric went off.
Yes, it was like a bolt of lightning came through the house and all the power went off.
Suddenly we came out to see what was happening and we just saw this car, well, it was in the middle of the road.
And the remains of the telegraph pole was hanging from the cables.
We've moved up here in 2005 and it was never this bad, never this bad. It's got worse, especially with all the lorries and buses that come through. They've got no regard for anybody.
I think we definitely need the speed sign to say 30 please, and then maybe rumble strips or something just to tell people to acknowledge that that is what our road is here. It's 30. It's not 60 until you hit that corner. It's 30, then it's 60.
Well, the bus stop used to be further down the road. It was moved in somebody's wisdom round this blind corner going towards Freshwater. And for us to walk to the bus stop, you're really taking your life into your hands.
Who would walk this far out to get the bus? If the idea is we want to get people out of the car and onto public transport, the bus stops are way out past any housing. They're around dangerous bends where we're beyond the 30-mile-per-hour limit now as well. So it's just not encouraging that use of the buses. I think the problem we're seeing here is our villages weren't designed to handle this amount of traffic and the speeds that these cars are going at. So what we're seeing now is just the accumulation of that happening. So it's a real problem. The good thing is we've had a good response from Phil Jordan, who's the Cabinet Member for Transport, and our highways officers as well. She's further down Carisbrooke High Street. We've had Island Roads representatives come out and we've spoken about solutions, which is absolutely fantastic. There's been some really good solutions offered. How do we put them into practice? How do we get that plan in? Because I think the problem is residents completely understand that things might not happen straight away, but as long as they're clear that there's a plan in place, I think they can get to grips with that. So I think it's about now communicating what the plan might be, and we go from there.